So then let's remove the top two little strips of tape. Center, you're gonna watch me for a second. Can you see good?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I am doing my best to center where I marked it first, okay? And I'm pressing really strongly onto the edges as well. So this part right here gets nice and pressed on her edges. I also like to take a comb and press like this on it. Okay, let's see you do it. Also, I'm doing it this way so you can see, but if you want to get in front of her to see better, for your real client, that helps too. I mean, I like being able to see what you're doing too, so it's perfect. But like for your customers, if you want to get in front of them to do it, you can. And guess what? I put it on backwards because I wasn't looking. It's okay, I'm just gonna turn it around. But see how, like, you really have to make sure that the part that goes around the ear, not towards the back. So I made a boo-boo there. Pretend like I didn't, okay? Pretend like I did not make a boo-boo. So here we go. And so yeah, that's really important for it to go in the right way. I get distracted. It's okay. Yes, I welcome little bloops and boops because then you know what not to do. Okay? So then we're going to go ahead and add another layer of the glue on top of the lace in the same location, leaving about 1/4 inch of the silk on both sides, okay? That's very important because we want to have the space to be able to stitch on the edges of that silk, and you can't do that if it's glued down. And that's why, you know, I know sometimes it seems like, well, why doesn't she just do the whole thing, you know? It's because we need a little bit of that so we can sew on to that. Okay?
Yeah, great. Thank you for that tip.
Yes. Now, should you decide in the future you don't even want to bother with sewing onto that, then yeah, you can go ahead and use the whole lace. But this is my way. Learn my way and then do your own thing. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and blow dry that again. Do you like that little paddle?
It's okay. I'm used to using like a little spatula.
Okay. You definitely, cause see, you're just way more organized than the usual person. That's why. Cause yes, a spatula is very nice. So next time, if you have better things than what I provide, definitely use them.
No, Alright. No, like I said, I want to do it your way first, and then I'll adapt as I need to.
Yes. Cool. Okay, so we left a little bit of that lace clear, right, on both sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
So this is the beginning of working with them to see if their hair is in fact,
Just a second.
okay,
You're back.
okay, so this is the beginning of their journey to see if their hair is actually going to come back. So sometimes people think their hair is gone, they've given up hope, but it's just that there's been so much pulling and so much pulling that it doesn't, the traction, it's traction alopecia, doesn't give it a chance to come back because there's always pulling. So with the Weave Buddy, now you're giving them a chance to see if they're going to start getting hair back. But they have to understand you can't, it doesn't happen overnight. So some people are like, well, I heard the Weave Buddy, you don't use glue. But that's like way if your hair has advanced, if your hair has grown back, and now you only have 30% hair loss, 20% hair loss. But if when you're dealing with, 40 to 100% hair loss, we gotta use a little glue and a little tape. But it's still, it's not the whole thing of tape. So at least the place where there's no glue and tape, that's gonna maybe hopefully start growing back. Once we do have some growth, you can start eliminating, say, if she starts getting growth up here, then you can eliminate this part and just use the double-sided tapes. Where hair starts growing back, the first few times you notice, you just keep shaving them though, because we don't want to put stress on that right away. The new hairs that are coming back. So you just kind of keep shaving that. Maybe after 6 months and you see that it's like getting strong, then go ahead and braid it. If you see that hair that came back is strong, you can braid. If it's still barely baby and still thin because it's, oh my God, I'm actually alive. I've been dead, but I'm alive. Those get shaved off just where the tape is until you see the strength of that hair coming back. Then you're like, you know what? I can eliminate the tape or I can eliminate the glue. But just, you're going to be watching it. In fact, take notes on your customers, to see the process and how it's going. Okay, so there is hope. But for right now, the beginning stages of working with someone with severe, you have to have the tape and the glue. But it's way, way less. But because it's less, and I'm just reiterating, because it's less, they do have a chance to get back, their hair. They have a chance. That's up to God if He wants to bring it back or not,
Yes.
Yeah. So then let's go ahead now and remove the second set of tape tabs.
Okay.
I'm clearing my finger's got a little bit of glue. I like to use that alcohol to kind of rub my fingers on that and have maybe some paper towels around. Also, too, like you'll notice that when we're sewing, sometimes the needles are going to get stuck a little bit. It's real easy to just spray some alcohol on the needle and wipe it. And then it's a fresh needle again. Don't work with sticky needles. It's annoying. It's really annoying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and undo my tape. Press it flat in the front. It doesn't matter what this part looks like, just pressing it flat in the front, okay? So if this is, don't worry about that. It's the front that needs to be super flat, okay? Again, I'm going to take my comb, this kind of and then I'm going to undo the little ends here of this tab and bring it up over this side of the grip band and do the same thing with the other one. And you can tug on it nicely so it's nice and tug. Should look like that. Okay. This is the process now where we take our needle and thread and we attach the grip band to the places where there are braids, and where there's not, don't forget to do your zigzag.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, up here, there's nothing to sew, so don't go up there. Start it where there are braids. Okay? So do you see why we had to remove the grip band? And I apologize. I didn't want to make you feel bad about that, but I was like, we really need to take it off. I'm like, oh. Yeah. But like I said, it was real good practice for you anyway, too. It was a really nice and pretty sew-in. You sewed it on really well. At least you showed me that you can put it on real nicely.
Yes.
So what type of solvent do you use to remove the glue and the tape?
It depends on which one I'm using, like which adhesive I'm using.
Okay.
But I usually go back and forth between just regular alcohol and that C23.
Ah, C20,
Yeah, so
C22.
stuff, like, I got plenty
This
of it.
one here? This one here?
Yeah.
I love it. I love that stuff. I've been using it for 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like
There might be like one person that was sensitive to it, but for the most part, it does well.
yeah, you just never know. It's not 100% science. Now, is she allergic to all of the removers or just that specific one?
Just that specific one, so I had to find one for sensitive scalp
Okay.
that didn't have the citrus in it.
Okay, so she was allergic to the citrus. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you found that out.
Yes. It was like immediate reaction as soon as I put it on her to start removing. She's like, "Oh my God, it's burning." And I was like, "Okay, well, it may tingle a little bit." And she's like, "No." And then I'm looking at her skin and it's turning red.
Oh
so I
my.
had to immediately get it off.
Yes. So that it's always good to have a backup, huh?
Yes.
For extra sensitive scalp. It's like just because they're candidates for these types of procedures doesn't mean that their scalp can take it.
Exactly. And that was actually part of the problem. None of her previous hairstylists listened to her
Oh,
with a
wow.
lot of things with like chemicals.
Yes.
She had a lot of horror stories. I call it stylist PTSD.
Oh,
So, she didn't
yeah.
trust me for the longest time, with everything I told her, because she's like, "Well, the last stylist did this, and the last stylist did this," and I was like, "I'm not them."
Right.
So, slowly but surely, we built the trust back.
Yes.
But, like, her stylist did not listen to her when she was saying, like, color was bothering her. They didn't listen to her, anytime she, in the past, was getting, like, relaxers and things done. And so she does now have a definite scarring alopecia.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, so unfortunately she's one of mine that, I've had to give her the bad news of, I can stop any additional hair loss.
Right.
But, what has been, damage to the skin and stuff like that, some of those areas are not going to come back. So these are solutions that I can provide you
Yes.
to make you feel more beautiful.
Yes, yes. And to stop using all of that, extra.
My salon is all natural, organic, and holistic.
Right.
So I actually don't provide relaxers anymore at all.
Nice.
I haven't done that in the last probably 15 years.
Well, good
So
job.
everybody gets a form of either a keratin if they want straightening done. And I use an organic keratin, so it's a 2-day process for them. They actually, it's not like how some of them have the formaldehyde and stuff in it.
Yes.
Mine is complete. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter.
I'm going to understand if you want my treatment.
Yes.
There's certain things I'm going to have to say no to, and if you still get it done, then that's counteracting what we're trying to do. So you don't belong here.
Oh.
I mean, technically, but
Right. But that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I think the only thing that I really had to practice when I was doing the sewing into the band is that I'm not too hard on it to rip it.
Okay, yes.
Any tips on that?
Gentle. Just be gentle. Just as you're doing it, just gentle. Try to remember. Because if you rip it, you'll eventually know, okay, I'm being too rough. I need to be more gentle. That's it. Because I'm a hard sewer too. So I had to learn too, because I kept ripping them. So really it's about, being gentle, delicate, just really delicate, really gentle. Think of it as, what is the most sensitive part of our skin that's super, super like gentle, almost like butter? Don't say it out loud, but you know the one I'm talking about. Okay, so just think of, if you would have to be a surgeon and sew on that, would you sew on that as roughly as you would on the scalp? No, you would sit there and you'd be like super, super delicate. Think of that as that super, super, super delicate part of our body, and that you just have to treat it gentle, okay? No pulling. And that's why when I say do the zigzag, just to have contact, but not to pull. No pulling, okay?
Got it.
Having the contact, Now on the braid itself, you can do your knots there if you want to do a knot there. But when you come back down to the grip band, just a gentle, you know, in and out, gentle.
Now, one thing I am finding, and I have my alcohol here just in case, but as I'm going through the parts that we put the tape on,
Yep.
of course, it's a little bit more difficult. So
Yes.
is that normal?
Yeah, that's why I recommend that everything goes in the middle and that you do leave a little space. When you put the tape, that you leave a little space for the edges there, but it's okay. You know, you're still gonna,
That I kept ripping. So that's why I'm saying, like, I didn't know if I was just doing it wrong, not going in deep enough, maybe.
okay.
You're saying the right thing.
Yeah, and also just keep that spray, alcohol spray. Look, because I have a little sticky on mine, so I just put a little spray on there and just wipe it real quick, and then the needle's like fresh again.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, it's not like you have to do it for the whole sew-in, so you know,
Yeah.
it's okay. Now down here, I'll just go ahead and attach these to the bottom braid. But if you have extra, as we learned before, if you have extra thread, don't go upward. Meet them both down here.
No bulk.
No bulk. Yeah, once I realized that, hey, all I have to do is just put alcohol on it made my life a lot easier as far as like stressing out when there was, you know, glue or sticky stuff on the needle. Like, just wipe it, that's all.
Yeah, you reassured me when you said there was some on yours too, so that helped me. I'm doing okay.
Yes, there's always some on mine actually. As much as I try to stay away from it, that's why, you know, we do our best, but you know, it still happens. Still happens. But now if we were to put tape on the whole thing or glue on the whole thing, it would be even more sticky.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get it in the video. Now when they come back in to have the tape removed, the old tape removed and the sticky stuff removed and then the new tape put back on, that's why it helps to have this. It's not gonna move because it's attached, you know.
Right.
That's why we have to attach it, because or else it will move and then you won't even be able to find it in that weave. They're doing construction out there, so I hope you don't hear it too much.
Oh, it's fine. I actually have a whole bunch of fans in my apartment going right now. My washer machine exploded also over the last couple of days.
Goodness.
And come to find out, it was the maintenance people not connecting it correctly.
Oh,
and it backed up
no.
into my sink. And so for more, I guess, preventative. They left all these fans in the front part to make sure like the carpet didn't have mold and
Right.
stuff like that. So they added on to the wonder.
Yes, how fun.
Yeah.
When it rains,
This
it
is
pours.
actually my last year here. I've been here 3 years.
Okay.
Rent keeps coming up, and it doesn't make any sense for me to keep paying as much rent as I have for them to not do the best job with maintenance and things.
Right.
So I definitely have been taking the steps to go ahead and buy a house at the end of the year.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. This isn't my first house, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy another one. Sometimes the headaches of a house, but I'm like, nope, there's more headaches with renting.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna grab a hairnet.
Okay.
So do you have any questions? Is it kind of
So far, so good.
all right? Can you see how this grip band will help keep the weave buddy in place
Yes, definitely.
on someone who is suffering from over 40% hair loss?
Just finishing up that last stitch. Alright, and then go ahead and put the net on, you said?
Yes. So I have the kind with the open hole, so I'm just gonna make a little knot there in the center. And then see the edges of the silk here? This net
Yes.
will be sewn onto that too, so. I'm gonna start the needle somewhere, not up here. It's so, you know, we wanna keep that top flat. So I'm gonna start the needle over here. And then go up and grab just the edges. And I did grab a little bit of the sticky, it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean my, even though you leave some of the edges, somehow there's still always a little sticky. So clean that. But see, if I would have started the knot in the middle, when you lay down if you have the closure, you know, you just want to keep everything flat up here. So that's why I started it just a little bit to the right. Okay, let's see here.
If I have it angled right, I'll put this way.
That glue be sticky.
Yes. I'm definitely noticing that as the difference. And you're just going along the back, right?
Yep, just the back part of the grip band.
Yeah. Just making sure I'm following
Yes.
along right.
Yes, ma'am. Just let me know if you can't see. So, and at this point, I'm not doing like pulling or anything. It's just contact with it. With
Yes.
no pulling. So I'm just going to sew this top part, because if I just cut this off, it will open. So I'm just going to sew this top part of the net to the braid up here.
Okay.
Keeps attach it. This. Were you able to watch the video I sent?
Yeah, she sent me the 2, and that was where I saw the thing about the changing, like your suggestions for braid patterns.
Okay. Also, did it help you like get more comfortable with sewing the actually weave buddy in?
Yes. Yep, I did a couple more practice runs taking it off and, putting it back on.
Nice. So are you starting to feel more confident with it, sewing it?
Yes, I'm actually going to have my first client. I'm going to try out the crochet buddy.
Okay.
She has a lot of the issues with that, and like I said, we've been doing like just the regular crochet net that still, slides and
Okay.
stuff like that. So I am going to use her as my first real person trial run.
Nice. Now, I also want to tell you about my new design that I just came up with during Thanksgiving. So check this out. It's $20 more, but check out what it is. Oh, where are you? Oh, you're here. Okay, so check it out.
Okay.
So there's no lace here. There's a netting. There's a netting, but what that does is that it just refines it more. So you're able to not have to worry about covering that lace. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
and then also if your customer, say she has braids right here, you're able to braid that hair there. You're able to remove these really super easy. This panel, once you've sewn on the weave buddy. But most of your clients don't have the edges, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's just a more refined unit.
Yeah, I like that.
Takes a lot longer to make, so it's $20 more.
I was about to say, I can see it's more coverage.
Yeah, it's like, it's not that it's more coverage. Oh, you mean because the squares are smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, the squares are, you could actually order the same thing on the larger squares too. But so the extra 20 is because refining it takes a long time. Because the smaller holes takes about the same amount of time to cut as the larger holes. So it's more about getting this to be this, it's a lot of work. So, but look at, aren't they, isn't it cool? So yeah, so you'll have, if you want a more refined look.
You're gonna have a different name?
No, you go to the crochet buddy and then it'll say for $20 more, refine. I think it's the weave buddy. Let me see okay, so you go to the crochet buddy, and then in the options when you're choosing the size and the color, that's where it'll also I'm trying to find it. Let's see. The weave buddy. Fancy part buddy. Okay. You go to the crochet buddy. Once you're there, then it's gonna say scalp size, extra coverage, more extra coverage, and then there's a spot that says make mine sleek. See right here, I don't know if you could see that. It says make mine sleek. So that's where, and so you click on that and it says smaller holes and larger holes. They're both $20, either or. Because it's not about the smaller or the larger, like I said, it's about making it sleek and taking the time to do that. Takes a while. And another thing is you don't have to worry about making the holes because the holes are already done. And then on the lace, it comes with the holes already cut.
Okay.
Yeah, so for $20, it's $20 more. It is worth it, that extra touch there. Okay, so now when we're done with the netting, we're just pulling that gently back so it could look like this.
Okay. Yep. I got that. I'm just cutting the very bottom now.
Okay.